my friends. Welcome. My name's Leighellen, and this is Mama Leighellen's Book Nook. And today, I'm going live again. I'm becoming a little Bookstagram, BookTube slacker over here. BookTube used to take me forever because I would highly edit these videos and, clean up my junk in the background and make my face look all beautiful. And it took forever to edit those. And so now I have learned I can just go on live and chat with you live. And it's not highly edited, but it gets done and you get this stuff faster. So that's what we're doing today. Today I have actually a lot to talk about. First of all, I got my Bookstagram account restored. Woo, woo, so thankful. So thank you to all of you that followed on my photography page instead for a while. Those of you that just sent me emails and DMs and just supported me through the whole process. It was crazy. And I still don't really know how or why. If you go to my Instagram, there is some story highlights that kind of talk about what you can do if it happens to you, how to report an account, how to try to get your account back, how to report fake websites, those types of things. So hopefully those can be resources for you going forward to help you or your friends. I pray that does not happen to you, but it seems to be a regular thing in the Bookstagram world. So I am thankful for the BookTube world where we don't seem to have that drama. So today, what I want to talk about, I have winners to announce for last week's book mail. I have a big old stack of this week's book mail to go through. I would like to announce my Mama Leighellen's Book Club book choices for May. And then a book box just showed up today, and then something else. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to go through all of that with all of you. So let me see. What am I doing? Okay, I think that's on. I think this is on. I think it's all recording. So let's go. Okay, what do I want to start with? First of all, I should have had the books handy. That would have been smart. And I can't pause the video because I'm live. Okay, so last week I did a book mail unboxing and just descriptions of what was sent to me. And I did a giveaway for anybody that commented. I put your name in a hat. Well, not a hat. It's all done electronically these days. So my winners for that are Bree with a Book won the book Plot Twist, which I wish I could show you. Pretend I'm holding up Plot Twist for you. It's in my kitchen, but I think it'd be really rude if I walked away. And Brittany Walker, I don't have an Instagram handle attached to that, so hopefully you just watch this video. You won Nanigan. So congratulations. Thank you for following along on my channel and for watching. And I hope you enjoy those books. And if you do, post a review anywhere, just tag me, let me know. I'd love to hear what you think of those books. Okay, moving on. Today, I have a stack of book mail. These all came this past week, so let's check them out one by one. So this one, first up, we have Last One Home. This is clearly historical fiction. You have the girl looking away. Oh, there was something inside. Oh, she sent a little sticker. I'm old and this is written really tiny. You can consider me a menace only if we get into trouble. Oh, that's cute. It's a little sticker. And it looks like the author signed the book, which is always fun. So the backstory on this is I am friends with Michelle, who over on Bookstagram is Nurse Bookie. And so I don't know if she personally knows this author, or if she's just really loved this book and wanted to help spread the word about this book, but she reached out to a few of us and said, hey, will you read this and write a review and talk about it? So the author sent this to me. It came out back in March, looks like March 22nd. And it's World War II book that follows this young girl. I think she's like a commander's daughter in a Navy Army. And her father is widowed. And so she ends up being of service to her family. So she cooks and cleans for her dad and her brothers, and she wants more out of life. That's not a very fun existence for her. And so she dreams of doing something else. Well, then of course, Pearl Harbor happens and everything in the world changes in that moment. And she decides to go enlist in the Army Nurse Corps. And so from that point on, her life totally changes and she ends up traveling across Europe and across the world, helping countless numbers of soldiers. And so this story is I would say kind of coming of age and also just war experience of that day. So, so again, Last One Home, this is out now, and historical fiction. So super excited about that one. Where am I going to put these when I'm done? Maybe here. Let's start a new stack. Okay, next up is The Apology Project. This is contemporary fiction. This is going to be a while. This comes out not until August 1st. Oh, I love it when, oh, see, this is so great. When publishers send like the little blurb, it's very helpful when I end up chatting with all of you. This was sent to me by MB Communications, which is a tour company, and Lake Union Publishing. So this book, let me read their little blurb. So it's contemporary fiction that is based on the author's own experience in life, just examining when an apology is needed and when it is not. But it is fiction, so it follows this woman who's kind of like tough as nails, aggressive, really smart, and she's a very successful lawyer. And at one point, it sounds like she gets a kind of a brawl with some coworkers. So I don't know if they were just always kind of jerks or if something in particular happened. It sounds like there's, you know, a lot of sexism in her job, and maybe they'd made some disparaging remarks to her. And so anyways, she ends up like legit brawling, like punching this guy. So she gets fired from her job and kind of goes through a little midlife crisis. Like she's about to turn 40. She's got fired. She's starting over. And she decides to make a list of like all the people that she has harmed throughout her life, or just maybe pushed aside or trampled on to get to where she is. And then she sets out to try to apologize to all these people. So I like this. I think it's a really cool concept because like at the heart of this story is like women, we juggle a lot, right? You are wives and moms and sisters and friends and employees, and you manage your home and you manage your work. And I feel like our society, we try to juggle a lot and try to do it all. And I think she kind of poses that question of like, when is an apology needed and when isn't? When is it a time to move on? And when is it time to go, oh, that was me? So along with just being a look at probably sexism in the workplace. So that is The Apology Project, brought to you by Lake Union Publishing, written by Jeanette Escudero, and out August 1st. I will also, while I'm thinking, I will always put links to all of these books in the, like once this is published, there'll be like a little, not a comment section, I don't know what they call it because I am not proficient in BookTube yet, but the description of the video, I guess, so that you can find these books later on. Okay, this one, I'm excited about this one. So this is It Is What You Make of It by Justin McRoberts. And what's interesting, this was sent to me by TLC Book Tours. I love working with them, by the way. If you ever want to work with a tour agency for books, they're fabulous. They tend to kind of know like what I like at this point, and I love memoirs and historical fiction, and so and books that make you think. And so when they first sent me this, I was like, nah. And then they came back and they were like, you know, I think you might really like this one. And so I ended up looking this guy up, and he has a YouTube channel, go figure, and a podcast. And so I ended up listening to his podcast and cracking up, and also just thinking. He's a thinker. He poses like the scary questions that maybe not all Christians want to ponder, and just kind of the merge between, you know, current culture and biblical culture. So anyways, long story short, that has nothing to do with this book. That has to do with him. And so I decided I want to read this book. So in this book, it sounds like, you know, kind of how to handle what life throws your way, which, hello, I could have used this last week because last week I lost my Bookstagram account. It was a little stressful. But life doesn't always go as planned, and like throws you curveballs. And so how do you make the most of it? And so he says, you know, it's all about finding purpose and like changing that phrase. He says there's that phrase, it is what it is, right, is a common cultural phrase. And he wants you to switch that to it is what you make it. So this one sounds like it's like a little self-helpy, but look, it's super short. And the chapters are very short and to the point. So I love books like that. And then at the end of each chapter, there's questions. So I'm a big ponderer when I read. I always read with nerdy little tabs and pens, and I write all over my books. So something like this is right up my alley, where I can read a short chapter and then think about it and kind of chew on it a little bit and process it, and then read a little more. So he says in his little description, it is meant for anyone looking for a spark of inspiration and transformation in all areas of your life. So it sounds like this is going to be a good one and just fun, quick read. So this is, what are the details here? This is the W Publishing Group. This was sent to me from Thomas Nelson and the TLC Book Tours, and it comes out June 1st. So inspirational, Christian, self-help read. All right, next, completely switching gears. You're going to be like, I can't believe you put that book next. I'm just following my papers, my friends. Okay, this was another book that was sent from that MB Communications. And this, look at this cover, you guys. I'm obsessed. I love covers like this. I love also any sort of Little Red Riding Hood retelling. I don't know why. That's like one of my favorite old school fairy tales, but it is. So I've read a whole bunch of retellings. But this book is a bunch of, not short stories, but it's all the fairy tales. It's the fairy tales. Ooh, there's pictures in here. I didn't know there was artwork. Okay, that's cool. So it's your classic fairy tales, but retold in maybe a darker way, more like the original intent of some of these, while also putting a diverse twist. So let me find the paperwork that explains this. Okay, so 12 tales that you think you know, rewritten to be a little darker and a little more like the original intent, which was more bite. Like everything now is so like fluffy and happy ending and very white. And so in this, it reimagines like Snow White is black in this, Hansel and Gretel are Indian. There's a retelling of Bluebeard where instead of being like a bride who's running away from a murderous husband, it's a boy that's trying to escape like abuse in an orphanage. So just really creative retellings. Awesome, beautiful prose. I love this author. So this is from the author of The School for Good and Evil. And I think it's going to be like, I think I'm going to love it, to be honest, because it's going to be beautiful, but like a little dark, maybe a little biting, which I tend to like in this kind of fantasy realm. Because we've all heard the same fluffy fairy tales and they get really boring. And really, when you look back at the originals, they weren't like that. So I think this is getting more towards the OG intent with a little diverse twist, which I think is cool. So this is, where are my details for this one? Oh, back on this page. Okay, this is Harpercollins, Beasts and Beauty, Dangerous Tales. And this comes out, oh, it just, no, it didn't. Oh my gosh, it's not going to come out for a while. I need to read. This is September 28th. So the end, towards the fall. I don't know why I thought it was soon, but a little while. So I can't wait to read that one and tell you all about it and then share. You know, guys, I will read all of these and then give them away. So, and the beauty of following me here is this is where I'm going to do my giveaways from now on because I am afraid of Bookstagram. Okay. Next up is, I am not a psychologist, but I do have a PhD in motherhood. I could have written this book. Okay. This was actually sent to me by the author. And it's funny because I think this is one of the ones, authors reach out to me all the time and are like, hey, do you want to read this? And I'm usually either, my schedule's crazy full already with just book tours and my influencer contracts that I have with publishers, or it's really not a good fit. Like people a lot of times see Momma in my name, like Momma Leighellon's Book Nook, and they're like, oh, she must have an infant. And then they send me or want to send me like baby books. And I'm like, no, I got like a 24-year-old kid. Come on. Oh, which speaking of, hi, I'm going to interrupt my own chat to chat with you about these fabulous earrings. My oldest son lives in North Carolina. And this was my birthday present. So he sent these to me. He knows that I love small business, women-owned businesses, anything handmade. And so I wanted to shout these out before I forget. This is a company called Each and Every Girl. I will put their link in the description below as well. They have an Instagram at Each and Every Girl and a website, www.eachandeverygirl.com. So I love their whole concept. It says, each and every girl is dedicated to making every girl feel as beautiful as she was created. Our mission is to create handcrafted pieces that every girl will love. So right on. So thank you, son. I love you dearly. You're the best. Mama loves these, and they match my outfit perfect. So clearly I could have written this book on motherhood because I must have done something right to have a kid that buys his mama jewelry. But I didn't write this book. This was written by this woman, Norma Gindi. She is a Jewish mom from New York City who has already raised, I think she has 4 children. And so her heart behind this is kind of like, look, nobody's ever an expert on parenting. We all have our opinions, and we all have kind of like what works, what has worked for us, and what we've gleaned from other people. So she ended up taking this class on parenting for like 10 years. And then people kept asking her for advice on parenting. And so she ended up writing her own book. So it's kind of a look at situations that have happened in her life or continued questions that have been posed to her throughout her life that she's helped people through, and just expelling wisdom and knowledge from her perspective of being a mom. So what is cool about this is it's really focusing on building blocks and relationships. Like, how can you manage communication? How can you build a relationship with your child? Versus like some parenting books are all about, how to say no and do you spank or not, or, it's very rule oriented. And this is more like building that relationship, which I really enjoy. And it also provides just practical tips, she says. And she says there are some Jewish cultural practices included, but, you can insert your own or just glean what you can from her culture. So the other thing I liked when I was looking over this, which I thought was really cool, is that each chapter ends with these like quotes to ponder. And they're all from famous children's author books, parenting books and stuff. And then she always has these sections about how to communicate. So I think this is going to be great for any new mom or any new season of motherhood, because I will say I'm a mom of 3, and every season is like you're a new mom all over again, whether you're learning to breastfeed, whether you're trying to get them to poop in a toilet, whether you're trying to get them to go to college, whether you're trying to talk about homework or sex or drugs or friendships. It just seems like there's always some new chapter in parenting where you're like, I thought I knew everything and now I'm starting over. So I think it's cool to have a book that is going to read, instead of like textbooky, is going to read more like talking to your favorite aunt who's been through it and has some wisdom for you. So this one, I should tell you the details. This is, I'm wondering if it's self-published. It might be self-published. I don't see a publisher on here. But it just came out May 4th. So I will put the link below. What's next? Next up is Rock the Boat. Rock the Boat. This is, I have an influencer contract with Random House, and so they send me books each month. So this is one of their advanced reader copies of this book, Rock the Boat. It comes out June 29th. And it sounds like family drama. I can't say coming of age because the people are 30 in it. So it kind of reminds me, there used to be a show years ago, I think it was even called 30 something, which I loved. And it's kind of reminds me of that. So there's this gal, Kate, who has been dating this guy for like 12 years, and they go out to like breakfast or lunch or something, and he ends up dumping her. And so then she's sort of like, well, crud, I'm like 30 something. What do I do now? So she moves back home. She moves back in with her parents and ends up like bartending. And so through bartending, she ends up having these 2 close friends, Miles, who is a son of like the rich guy in town, and Ziggy, who's like a childhood, maybe best friend from childhood that she has been distanced from because she hasn't lived in town forever. So it's about their friendship. It's about kind of not quite midlife, because 30 isn't midlife, but just that in-between time when like you thought you'd be farther along than you were, or you'd be more settled and you're not. And so what does that look like? And what is my purpose? And trying to live up to life expectations and feeling like you're not doing a great job. And what do you do next? It looks at what it means to have home and just finding out who you are on your own, not apart from other people. And then, you know, what happens when you're faced with some tough decisions and loss. So that is Rock the Boat. And again, this was Random House. The author is Beck Dory Stein, and this comes out June 29th. So that, my friends, is my book mail. Now, I have some extra book mail. Should I switch gears? Maybe I'll pause in book mail for a moment to announce Momma Leighellen's book club books for May. I think that's what I'll do next. First of all, this bad boy, this ginormous cow of a book. Woman of Chateau Lafayette was my, what month is this? May. So this was April's book. Our chat is tonight. If you have read this and want to chat, let me know. I do all of our chats on Discord. I can put the link down below. I post questions and then everyone answers. You give your feedback. Sometimes we are joined by the author on a Zoom call. I have not done that because I have not had my account. Stephanie and I were trying to pick a date and then I lost my account for a week. So we're a little behind on that one. But you can join us at least for the Discord chat. This was really in depth. I think if you are a hardcore historical fiction lover, you will love this book. It took me a little while to get into it, but once I was in, I was invested. But it's like an investment. Maybe it takes a month. I'm a fast reader and it still took me over a week. It follows 3 women in 3 completely different timelines, which is kind of cool, but all in the same place. So you are at this chateau, Lafayette, like the Lafayette from Hamilton. Ding. And there's like a 1700s timeline, a 1914 timeline, and a 1940s timeline. And so you follow all these women. And it's really cool because you realize like history really is always based on men's experience. And so this shares the women behind the men that are famous and the ways that they helped the efforts, the war, the men be successful. And it's really good. It's really good. I would say if you're a Mishner fan, if you liked the book Hamilton, like if you like those kind of really big, deep history novels, you will love this because it is less, I would say it's less plot driven and less character driven and very deep, rich in history. It takes a little while for the story to develop. So you have to kind of, like I would read it and then put it down and read another book and then read it again and put it down. But don't let that, how can I say this? I'm live, so I can't edit. I don't want you to think like it means it's not a good book because it took longer. It's just, it is more historically rich, I would say. And I love history, so I loved that. But if you are someone that is more a light historical fiction reader or reads historical fiction like for the friendships or for the, the drama or the romance, that's not what this is not what this is. But this is fantastic look at history and the women behind the history. So our chat is tonight. So if you want to chat with us, let me know. Okay, so May, it's May already. So I'm a week late because I lost my account, but these are the books that I am reading in May. So first of all, Pam Jenov's book, The Woman with the Blue Star. I love her books. She's fantastic. This is going to be a short, fast read. She is always, I love her, and I picked her because she is always uplifting. Her books, even when they're on the heaviest topics, because obviously this is talking about Nazi-occupied World War II, she always is very good about relational qualities and just finding that like uplifting story. So in this book, let me find the details for you so I don't slaughter it. It follows a Jewish family that is hiding in the sewers. So back when the Germans came and started taking people to concentration camps, one of the ways that they hid was to literally go into the sewer system. And so this family is living in the sewer hiding when this little Polish girl sees one of the daughters. And so once she sees her, she has compassion for her, and then she decides she wants to start helping her. And so she does start helping her and they start building a friendship. So this one is a feel-good read, historical fiction, World War II, friendship, and human spirit. So this is the first Momma Leighellen's book club pick. And I'm working to be able to have Pam on a Zoom. So that should happen. She's amazing and wonderful and sweet, and I think it's going to happen. So if you would like to be included in this chat, let me know. I will add you to the DMs and the Discord link. So that's probably going to be the first one we read. The next one is The Sunflower Sisters. I'm really excited to read this because I love this author. So Martha Hall Kelly, she wrote Lilac Girls, which I also love. She also wrote Lost Roses, which is like another story about 3 women in a different timeline. And then this follows, in Lilac Girls, there is a woman named Caroline, and this follows her early ancestors. So this takes place in the Civil War era, which I'm really excited about because historical fiction, I love historical fiction, but it seems like a good chunk of it always takes place in World War II. So I really love it when they don't. And this, we read earlier this year, The Yellow Wife, which takes place around that same time period on a plantation. And it was fantastic. Watch a previous video to see a review of that, or go to Goodreads and read my review, but I love that book. So this is that same time period, Civil War. It follows 3 women, totally different. So you've got one gal who works as a union nurse, and she comes in, she crosses paths with the slave girl. So that's the second person. Her name is Gemma. She's a slave, and she ends up sold off and conscripted to the army. And then they cross paths with the third woman, who is a plantation owner, and her husband enlists in the army. So you've got these 3 women from 3 completely different backgrounds and completely different purposes in life, all experiencing Civil War. So I think this is going to be, it's a big book. So I'm saving this for the end of the month. So we have all month to chat. We will do a mid book chat with this, which means like about the halfway point, we chat and catch up. And then there'll be a final chat where, like, this one, it's short enough. We'll just do one chat. We'll do one chat with this and then the author interview. And then this one, we'll break it up. But this was sent to me by Penguin Random House last month. And I never got around to it because the books, we chose 3 books last month and they were all really big and they took all month. So I never got around to it. So I want to make sure I prioritize it this month. So that's why I picked this for our book club, because I do love this author. I think this time period is going to be fantastic. The story sounds really unique. I love when there's like multi timelines point of view. So you've got these 3 women to follow, which I think will be really interesting. And then, you know, that juxtaposition of, you've got a war going on, you've got people fighting for freedom, but then you have the horrors of slavery. So you have the horrors of war and horrors of slavery kind of neck and neck with each other. So, and then also told from the women's perspective, which again, I always love. So this is the other book. The third book, I will have to show you on my phone because it was my Book of the Month Club pick. So Book of the Month, if you don't know, you can sign up 2 ways. You can sign up one way, which is via my book club, which just means I pick the book and it gets sent to you every month. You have the right to say yes or no. It's not like I just send you a book. But then you read what I read every month and you don't have to worry about following these videos and finding out what I'm reading. The other way is just with your regular Book of the Month Club subscription. So with Book of the Month Club regular subscription, they send you, I think it's like 5 options for a book each month, and you can pick between, well, you could skip it, which would be 0, or you could pick up to 3 books. So each month I pick a book and then we discuss it. And this month, can you see that? Probably not. It's kind of really tiny. This was the pick. Things we lost to the water, not in the water, things we lost to the water. I picked this because I love multi-generational dramas. I love historical fiction. And this is like a unique time period and unique people. So it's about this immigrant family that comes here to the United States from Vietnam, and the father decides to stay in Vietnam, and the mother, this young mother, ends up coming to America and living in New Orleans with her 2 young sons. And she continues to write to this husband in hopes that he will come, and then he just never does. So these kids are raised in America. They start to take on more American ideals and thoughts, which creates conflict in the family. The mother comes to the realization and loss that, like, her husband probably isn't really ever coming over here and what that looks like. So it deals with a lot of really current issues, even though it doesn't take place in current day, with, you know, immigration, racism, family dynamics, trauma, because in this story at the time, Hurricane Katrina ends up hitting. And so then that's kind of like the catalyst that starts to bring this family back together that hasn't talked in a while or spent time together. It deals with assimilating with a new culture and, again, what defines home. So I think that's going to be a fantastic book. We can't start that one until Book of the Month actually ships. Some people have started to get shipments, but usually Book of the Month, I'm usually last, just so you know. So my books usually don't even come until mid-May. So usually what ends up happening with these Discord chats, if you let me know, you can let me know down below. You can let me know in DMs. You can let me know on Instagram, whatever. Just let me know that you want to be a part of it. You join a Discord chat, and then I don't usually pick dates until everyone has their books, because these are shipped from Book of the Month. It is iffy on when and how people get them. This book is already out, though. It came out May 4th, so you might not even have, well, actually, I know you won't have to get it through Book of the Month. You could get it wherever you want if you want to join that chat, because sometimes the way Book of the Month works, I'll put their links below. Sometimes we read a book that's not released yet. They do these pre-releases, and so you can't participate because you can't get it on your own if you're not Book of the Month Club. But in this case, you can still just get the book if you want to join. So those are the 3 books that we will be reading this month of May for Momma Leighellen's book club. So I hope you'll want to read with me. I love reading with all of you. I get so much more out of it when I read with all of you. It's so awesome to like discuss these books with you. And I feel like my Goodreads ratings are always higher for the books that we've read together, because between our discussion and the questions, and usually our author chats too, that when we chat with authors, it makes the book come alive, because they give their insight and background and understanding on the novels, which really, again, just enriches the whole experience. So I encourage you to read with me. I would love it. Everyone is welcome. And, oh, I just bumped my computer. So those are my books that's Bookmail, that's Book of the Month, that is Momma Leighellen's book club. So now let's do my last Bookmail. So I got these boxes. I don't know what's in them. Oh, wait, I also have this. Okay, this is fun. This is sent from my friend Ashley. So I did lose my account last week, which stunk, but it also showed me who my friends are, because people really came out of the woodwork to just share love and joy and encouragement. They emailed me, they DM'd me, and some of you sent me books, which, you know, books are my love language. So Ashley from Instagram @smashlyreads. It is smashly.reads. I will link her below. You've got to go follow her. She is an awesome reader. She reads, like, I swear we're always ending up reading the same books, but she has fantastic book taste, and she writes like the best reviews. So I love following her because, you know, she's really a reader, because some of these people are like, look how pretty this book is, but then they don't actually ever read it. She reads them. She's fantastic, and she writes stellar reviews. So go follow her. And thank you for sending this my way. So she sent this, and she says, I'm so sorry about your account, but hopefully some book mail will brighten your day, which it does. It does, let me tell you. She says, this is my favorite book from 2020. So this is an interesting story. So this book was on, I can't say everyone's favorites, because it wasn't on mine, and I'm a person. But it was on a lot of people's favorites for 2020. So then I was like, I totally want this book. I put it on my wish list. I even signed up for a book group to read it with friends. But then when I had other friends see that I was going to read it, they DM'd me and were like, Leighellen, you're kind of a pansy. Like, I don't think you're going to handle this book. So I ended up starting to read it and then not reading it. So I don't own the book. I had it on audio, but it comes with the world's longest trigger warning list. And I am kind of a wuss. And so I got afraid. But after reading Smashly's review and talking it over with friends, they're like, Leighellen, just read it. My friend Jess read it, and she gave me the best background in, yes, there is difficult things about this book, but it's also so incredibly beautiful that it would be heartbreaking to miss the beauty if you miss the horror. So I was trying, I was likening it to some other books that I have read that are, have really difficult subject matter, but they're like the best books, and I'd be heartbroken if I missed them. So this story is called Betty. It's from Tiffany McDaniel. It follows a woman named Betty, and 1954, Ohio, Appalachian Mountains. She is born into extreme poverty and a very violent household. So, trigger warnings, there is rape, there is violence, there is animal harm, which I'm freaking out about. People have already told me skip. So I have the list of pages to skip. I think it's like 61 and 261. I'm skipping those pages. Which, just so you know, some of us have to do that. I'm an empath, so when I read things, like I don't just read them. Some people can read them and be like, oh, that took place then, and I know why. I am someone who, like, when I read things, it like physically really happens to me. Like I like feel it, I see it, I emotionally connect with it. And so I do have to be like gentle with myself and careful when I read certain things. I do have triggers from history that make it unsafe for me to read certain things. Now, with that said, the flip side of this is that this book really is about Betty's resiliency. So yes, she suffers. Yes, there is violence and trauma, but there is also so much beauty in her life. And her dad she's half Cherokee, half white. And so her dad is Cherokee and kind of weaves the Cherokee folklore into her story. And so she escapes the violence in her life into her writing. And so she writes the story of her family and her culture. And it is truly inspired by the author's own mother. So I love that. So just know, sensitive scenes, sensitive hearts, be careful. But I'm so thankful that Ashley sent this to me, and I'm finally gonna go in, because everyone says that it is, despite the disturbing scenes, like there's also like beautiful scenes that are so powerful that you don't want to miss. So that is Betty. Thank you, Ashley, for sending me book love. Book love is the best love, which leads me to my next beautiful box. This is Authentic Books. I'm super excited. Look at this book. This box got destroyed in the mail. Thank you, mailman. But luckily it's a hardy box. This is a new book box subscription that I am repping. I've never used them before, but my friend Leslie from Showbiz Reads has been a rep for them, and I always longingly look at her posts, because the cool thing about this, it's a book box that, yes, there's a book in here, but it also caters to self-care. So every box has like chocolate. Hello, Books and Chocolate has chocolate, maybe like a bath bomb or lotion or candle or something like that, which this box smells so good. There's already stuff emanating out of this box that I'm stoked for. So Authentic Book Box, I will put their link down below, but let's check it out. Let's see what's in here. I need a knife. Okay, let's go in to this bad boy. All right. So first up, ooh, this is what it looks like. I wish you could smell this. That is like the prettiest box interior ever, but it smells so good. Whatever is in here is amazing. It smells delicious. I'm dying. Okay, right off the bat, aw, maybe that's what I'm smelling. Cloves? No, you wouldn't smell that, would you? But it's cute. There's a little dried flower in here. There is a note that says, this is a gift for you. Enjoy this box. Oh, I have a follower code. Here you go. So Lee10 is my follower code. So if you want to try out Authentic Book Boxes, you can with that code. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so when she said she wanted me to rep for them, I was super excited because I already know these boxes are amazing. But she sends this email that says, pick your book. And I was like, send me whatever. So I didn't end up picking. And then like a week later, I was greatly regretting my decision after I kept seeing everybody talk about this book. And I was like, oh man, that was one of her choices. Well, look what I got. I'm so excited. Dial A for Auntie. So my friend Mason, she read this and like raved about it. So I'm super excited to read this book that is inside. So in your box, it looks like you get this little cheat sheet. I don't know if I want to read this because then it's going to cheat and tell me what's in it, but it shows you all the things that are inside and information about it. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so everything in here is curated, locally made, and small businesses, but then it's like your five senses. There's a thing for sight, there's a thing for touch, for smell, for taste. That's awesome. And hearing. Oh yeah, that is the coolest. Okay, what a great idea. Ah, yum. And hello, thank you. A book cocktail recipe so you can drink while reading. That all sounds great. So let's see what's in here. Right off the bat, there is a bookmark. And oh, this is a quote from the book. It says, "I guess we have hearts after all, even though we've just moved a dead body." That is funny. So a bookmark, and this is really cool. She does a playlist for the book. So you just scan that code and then can listen to a Spotify playlist for the book. This is, oh my gosh, this is so Leighellen. You guys are gonna love this. Okay, this is called a pockitude. Pockitude is an attitude, choosing to focus on better things, things that remind you why it's a gift to be alive. If that doesn't sound like Leighellen, I don't know what does. That is fabulous. So it is a journal that every day has a little place for you to mark what you're thankful for. Can you see that? So I am thankful for a person, pet, experience, place, thing. It says why you're grateful, and then a place for you to write today's act of kindness down. And then each page also has a quote. Gratitude turns what you have into enough. Taking time in nature calms, heals, grounds, and refreshes our body, spirit, and mind. Okay, I love this. Pockitude. So you can check this out, pockitude.com. I will show you the inside there so you can look that up for yourself. But it's a daily gratitude journal, which is fabulous. I love it. This, oh my gosh, this smells good. What is this? Okay, this is, oh, where to hide a body. I think it's a candle. Oh my gosh. Oh, I want to like climb into this. Oh my goodness. This smells like, look how pretty, first of all. Can you see that? It's got like flowers and some stones, but I want to like drink this candle. It smells like a pina colada. It's like maybe coconut and lime. What's it say? Oh, hi. Coconut lime. It says right on there. Inspired by Dial A for Auntie's book. So they must drink something with coconut and lime because there is a candle with coconut and lime. Next up is a bunch of packaging. Let's see here. Ooh, this is, oh, I'm guessing this is a bath bomb. Will you be my bridesmaid bath bomb? So there's a big old bath bomb. Oh my gosh. Everything in here smells so good. I feel so pampered. This is like the best box ever. Wedding weekend. Ooh, foaming sugar scrub made for authentic books. This is from the Village Soapsmith in Pinehurst, North Carolina. Hey, that's probably by, I have to ask my son where that is. What else is in here? I need my scissors again. Oh, no, I got it. Ooh, the Bang Candy Company Simple Syrup. Oh, peach basil nectar. Where did I just see that? Hang on. It's all coming together. This, okay, so they have this card on how to make this cocktail, and then they include the ingredients to actually make the cocktail. That's brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for sending me drinks and books. This is like, this might be the best Mother's Day present I've ever gotten in my life. Sorry, kids, but this is pretty epic. Okay. Oh, and chocolate. It just keeps getting better. Okay, this is chocolate, cakes and sprinkles. You got me at cake. Okay, that's awesome. Chocolate. And then we're still not done. There's still more. Keep cool. Ooh, ocean mask. This is lovely. A mask. You guys, I've never been so happy to receive a book box in my life. This is fabulous. I feel so pampered. I'm so excited. And then, yay, this makes my day. You guys, I wanted this book so bad. This is so much fun. Dial A for Aunties. So this is like, oh my gosh. So Read with Mason wrote about it and she's like, it is so awesome. You will love it. It sounds like it's kind of rom-com / murder mystery and, you know, mother-daughter. So what happens when you mix one accidental murder with 2,000 wedding guests and then toss in a possible generational curse? So it's supposed to be hilarious. I cannot wait to read that one. Oh, and then matches for my candle. They literally thought of everything. All right, Authentic Book Box. You guys rock. Thank you so much. That was epic. I made a mess of my desk, but it was worth it. So I will put the link to them, Authentic Book Boxes, if you want to check them out. And somewhere is the paper that has my code, Lee10. If you want to save on your box, that is Authentic Book Boxes. And then I got a box. I got another box, but I don't know what it is. So it feels too light to be a book, so I'm confused. Okay, what you got here? What you got, pretty mama? Oh, it's from Literati. This is the Literati. I already got my Literati book box. I'm confused. Oh, it's a thank you. Okay, so in my last video, I showed you my Literati book box. So in case you forgot, this is Literati. It's a Literati book box. I love their book boxes because they come with an app so you can read, and their app has discussion questions, and they have this cool little folder that comes with it, and it explains the book and the background and the author. And then they usually do an author interview that you can watch on YouTube. So it's a really interactive book box, which is really cool. So just to give you background, that is who this is from. Now what this is, I don't know. It's a thank you of some sort. Okay, we are reminded of the hard work that you have put forth into helping us launch our magnificent book club. We're so grateful that we have you and work with you. Oh my gosh, that's just really cool. So it's some kind of thank you from Literati for chatting about their books. But hello, I love books and I love book boxes. So it's a natural fit. Oh, cool. So there's a bookmark. Very thick, lovely leather bookmark. And jewelry? What is this? They're proposing to me. Yes, Literati, I do. Just kidding. Oh, what is it? Something handmade in Austin, Texas from Ferris Green Woodworks. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, that's lovely. There is a pen, it's like a gorgeous wooden pen. Thank you. And then, oh, it's like a beach. Is it a beach tote? Oh my gosh. It's like a tote and this is so cute. Okay, check that out. It's a tote, like a backpack. So you can put your book in here, but then it has a blanket. It's a blanket tote. That's brilliant. So apparently I'm going to be reading on the beach if we can ever travel again. Actually, I've been vaccinated, so I hope to be able to travel soon. My kid's graduating soon. So I was supposed to take him to Disney, and then I went to buy tickets, and Disney is, closed in California. I can go to Florida. I'm not really excited about Florida as much as California because my best friends live in California, and I really wanted to see them. But California is still shut down, so that's kind of a bummer. I digress. Okay, friends, that's all I got for you today. That is my book mail. Tell me below what of all of those things you would want, and then you will automatically be entered in to win one of them, and then I will announce my winner on the next video. If you want to be a part of Momma Leighellen's book club for any of those 3 books, just let me know in the comments, or you can DM me on Instagram. All my links are below. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, BookTube, blog, all the places. But mostly just thank you for your time. Thanks for always reading with me. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Thanks for allowing me to do lives. Lives have freed my life. It is doing BookTube lives has like literally been a game changer for me. And I'm so thankful that you guys don't need me to edit these like fancy videos because they were sucking the joy out of it for me and they took forever. So I might still make some every now and then just to keep my feed pretty, but you know, whatever. This gets me talking about books. So thank you to all of the publishers and authors that sent these bad boys my way. I've got to go because I got to go read. And also I'm hosting a book chat tonight in 3 hours. And I'm not going to lie, I have like 100 pages left in that book. So I'm going to go finish my book so I can talk to all of you. Okay. Love you bunches. Thanks for joining. Talk to you later. Bye.